Welcome back. It is that time we check in with our friend Mike Eppel. Good morning. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Doing all right. I'm talking about the wild weekend that you had. We do this every Monday because we do nothing. Nothing at all.
What? No. Well, that's what we're being told to do. So, yeah, I live down to those expectations.
It's all good. It's all good. I know you want to talk about the passing of Saul Korman because an absolute staple in Toronto here, a name that everyone's familiar with, Corey's Clothiers, right?
Yes, indeed. And he had such a connection to the radio business.
Yes.
You know, he'd do ads on The Fan and 680 and other stations around the city. He'd come in, Melanie, record these commercials, and it was stream of consciousness. He'd talk about, going down to his favorite winter destination in Saint Martin, for example, and all these ideas for, how many suits you should have in your closet and ties and all of the new fashions. He'd sound so excited about it, right? And such a promoter of the Danforth, and of course the iconic catchphrase 569 Danforth Avenue. It was ingrained into the airwaves of Toronto. But Saul Korman, it's going to be missed because it's sort of an end of an era, so to speak. In the small business community in the city.
And he was always supporting local businesses and supporting the Danforth, that's for sure. Very
such a champion of the local. Yeah. Local. And, and consider what we're going through right now. The fact that small business in particular has been so hardly hit. He was still, saying, look, come to the store. We've got, curbside and all these other things. And it's just, he's going to be missed.
Absolutely. I want to talk a little bit about the airline industry. We're following, obviously, as of noon today, we've got the mandatory testing, and then we're waiting on the feds to kick in the quarantine hotel, but then the halting of travel to these hot sunspots, and that's obviously going to have a difference on the bottom line for all these
it sure is.
All these companies, right?
Yeah, well, I'm just waiting to hear if there is some sort of financial assistance. The Prime Minister on Friday, when this announcement came out, said they're negotiating in talks. They didn't, catch Air Canada and WestJet off guard with this, but there was no talk of financial backstop in any way, shape, or form. So, okay, they're cutting all these flights for, almost 3 months. Is that going to lead to short-term layoffs? Other factors at play already that we've already seen. Air Transat had preemptively canceled their flights to the Caribbean and sunshine destinations. You can still go to Florida, things like that. But again, coming back now, you've got these new restrictions about quarantine rules and how long you have to stay in hotels potentially. So there's a lot of new restrictions and challenges, certainly for the airline industry. And of course, we're watching that from an investment standpoint because these are publicly traded companies as well.
You got it, Mike. And then coming up in about an hour's time, we're going to break it down with an industry insider as well on what this all means for that bottom line. As always, we appreciate your time, Mike. Have a wild day.
All right.
Wild Monday day.
We'll try.
Take care.
That's just how I roll. Thanks.
You know it. All right, 6:17 is what we're sitting at right now. Still to come here on BT. This is a big topic that we continue to follow, and it's about mental health. Nurses across Ontario now say that they are reaching a breaking point in this pandemic. We're going to be hearing from the CEO of the Registered Practical Nurses Association of Ontario. That's next.